How long does heavy implantation bleeding typically last?
Hello and welcome to our discussion today about a topic that's crucial for many women: implantation bleeding. This process can be a significant early indicator of pregnancy. But how long does heavy implantation bleeding typically last? That's what we will explore today. As we navigate through the information, important parts will be highlighted to ensure you don't miss any crucial details.
What is implantation bleeding?
Implantation bleeding is light spotting that occurs when the fertilized egg implants itself into the uterus. This typically happens 6 to 12 days after ovulation and fertilization. It's worth noting that not every woman experiences implantation bleeding, and its absence doesn't necessarily indicate that implantation has not occurred.
How long does typical implantation bleeding last?
Generally speaking, implantation bleeding is typically quite light and short in duration. It may last from a few hours to a few days, often no longer than 3 days. The bleeding is typically lighter than a normal menstrual period, and its color can vary from pink or red to brown.
What about heavy implantation bleeding?
Here's the key question: what about heavy implantation bleeding? The term heavy can be subjective, but it's important to remember that implantation bleeding, as a rule, should not be heavy. If you experience bleeding that is similar to or heavier than your normal period, it may not be implantation bleeding.
What should I do if I experience heavy bleeding?
If you experience heavy bleeding and you believe it may be related to implantation, it's essential to seek medical advice immediately. Such bleeding could be indicative of a more serious condition, like an ectopic pregnancy or a miscarriage, which would require immediate medical attention. We hope that this discussion about implantation bleeding has been informative and helpful. Remember, while implantation bleeding is typically light and brief, any heavy bleeding should prompt immediate medical consultation. Stay informed, stay safe, and take care.